Go live. Are we live?
I haven't said that in a while.
Are we live?
Because I was in the driver's seat, and I know we're live.
I never know if this thing works or not, or if people can hear us. Can you hear us?
That's always a gamble. Starting a new set today. One that we've had sitting around for about a month.
A big giant box has been in our way for a month.
It's still there, but now we're going to start emptying it out.
Hello, everybody. Calm Like a Bomb, Gio Flores, Andy, Sean Sully, what's up? Hi, Jill. Johnny C. Books and Comics. Hello. Welcome. 603 Club.
I'll see how fast I can get through the early stages of this build so it actually starts to look like something. Because, like, the Millennium Falcon and the Star Destroyer for a while.
It won't look like a Star Destroyer for a while. How many bags are in this one?
I don't know. Because there's 2 boxes, and the first box had 21 bags in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The Falcon had 16 bags, but these are a lot smaller.
Oh, okay.
We would do like 2 hours to do a bag on the Falcon.
Right.
These are more manageable. It's like opening a book with shorter chapters. It's kind of nice.
Oh.
Of like
Which reminds me, I am thoroughly enjoying the Britney Spears book. It's not that... Well, okay. First of all, I've already heard a bunch of excerpts between just like reading quotes from articles and like TikToks and whatever. So it's like not that interesting, but it's such an easy read. And I kind of just like know what I'm getting myself into. I don't know. It's a really nice, like, quick read. The chapters are super short. Because, like, Brittany is not a writer, per se. I wouldn't call her a writer. What's he chewing on?
I'm going to go check.
But anyways, the chapters are really short. Super easy read. I'm going to bring it camping this weekend. Which, by the way, we're going camping this weekend. Very exciting stuff. I feel like camping is, like, the perfect in-between Halloween and, like, getting into holiday stuff event, because it gives me an excuse to not worry about cleaning up all the holiday or all the Halloween decorations yet, because we're just gonna go live outside for the weekend. What did he have?
Your gum? I don't know where it was, but
in that plastic case. He keeps going in my bag that I had when we were filming that had all the Q-tips in it.
Oh.
He ate all the Q-tips out of the bag, and so he was like... Anyways. Yay, camping! It's car camping, technically, so it's nothing... We're not, like, backpacking out in the middle of nowhere. It's campsites and walking distance to where we parked, and there's a bathroom. But still, we're gonna pack up our stuff and go sleep outside for a couple nights.
I love camping.
Jill, it is still tent camping, because like we're gonna be in a tent, but our car is not that far away. So, and tents are like so much easier to put up now than they used to be.
Back in my day, when I was a Boy Scout,
you had to make a tent out of like one piece of cloth, right?
That's just a Ron Swanson thing.
Oh.
But we did have canvas tents at one point.
But it's like the weather is getting to be kind of that perfect in between chilly and warm. It's going to be great for camping. It'll be a little chilly at night, but hey.
We'll be fine.
Matthew asks what our campfire dinner is. So I'm going to pre-make some chili to have, and that we can just heat up. But we do have like a little grill that goes over the fire, and we're just going to grill some steaks. Have some grilled steaks and grilled zucchini.
I'm more excited about campfire breakfast. I like cooking breakfast food, so I'm just bringing a cast iron skillet and eggs and hash browns and stuff. I'm just going to cook it on a fire. exactly what I would eat at home, but it's over a fire.
Yeah.
So it's special.
It's more exciting. It feels like you're really surviving out in the wilderness. But anywho, let's get into some super chats here. First one comes from Elo Asti. What if you hand wrote a letter to Skywalker Ranch asking George Lucas if he could come on your channel? What if?
I don't think anything would come of that.
I doubt it.
I don't even know if he's at Skywalker Ranch very often anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he still gets a lot of fan mail, but he doesn't do like any interviews anymore, does he?
I gotta trick him into asking about like cars or something that he actually wants to talk about.
Yeah. How do you feel about racing?
Mm-hmm. And then get that into pod racing. But yeah, I don't think he really would want to talk on a podcast.
No, not especially not about Star Wars. Like I don't know of any like fan interviews that he's ever done anytime recently. So they might send back a letter. A letter from with the official letterhead of Skywalker Ranch and just be like, thanks, glad you're a fan. But I don't think anything would come out of that, sadly. Although if he did come on the channel, I don't know what I would ask him. I'd be too afraid to ask him anything.
That's so much pressure.
I would be too afraid to ask him anything because I wouldn't want to piss him off. And I would just be like, how are you?
Yeah.
What you got any holiday plans? But if you could interview him about Star Wars, what would you ask about?
Who's your favorite Glup Shadow? And he'd be like, what?
He would say Meeber Gascon.
Actually, that might be right.
Or Jar Jar.
Dexter Jetster is named after his son. Zet Jukasa would be a good one. Maybe he'd say Baron Papanoida.
That would be a fair answer. Just don't ask him about the Salamiri and you'll be good, says Ice. That's fair. Only ask him questions about Mara Jade. Andy, I don't think that would work out very well at all.
I do like that when he was working with the Robot Chicken people, he seemed to have a really good sense of humor about it all.
Yeah. Man, we need more Robot Chicken Star Wars.
I know, I miss it.
Like, they need to do something for the sequel trilogy. I think that would be insanely successful.
Well, I imagine they need the blessing of Disney, and I don't know if they would get it now. George Lucas, like I said, had a good sense of humor about it all.
Mm-hmm. He might have some new-ish interviews in that Indiana Jones special that's coming out.
Oh yeah, but those are like official.
Yeah.
It's not a podcast.
I definitely don't think he would go on any podcasts or YouTube channels, or I would be shocked if he did. Eric Bricks says, do you ever were in Germany? I assume that's asking if we've ever been to Germany, and we have not.
Nope.
It's
Love to go.
Yeah, it's on our list of places that we want to visit. We keep talking about wanting to do another trip to Europe and just pop around to a couple different places, but
London was great.
Yeah.
We've been to Paris. We've been to some places in Italy. But Germany would be great. We've only heard good that we had a friend who went to Oktoberfest a few years ago. Had a great time.
Oh, Jeannie from Tahini says that they live in Frankfurt.
Oh, nice.
Perfect. We already have friends there. Oh, and Johnny C. Books and Comics says that they lived in Germany for 3 years as a kid.
My dad lived in Germany for a while.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's because of army.
Yeah. Well, it was when his dad was in the army, but yes.
Yeah. Scotty Heron, thanks for being a Biggs Mega Fan member for 4 months. Can't stay for the whole stream, but wanted to ask if y'all have decided on what game you'll play for the next game streams that you do. So we've been talking a little bit about gaming streams, mostly for non-Star Wars related games. But are there any Star Wars games that you want to try to stream in the next couple of months?
I've mentioned a couple times just trying to work my way through every Star Wars game ever. Not to beat them all, but to just experience them all and like start way back in the Atari and play that Empire Strikes Back game and just be like, okay, well, I've played this now. Mm-hmm. I don't see myself beating that. And then just going through, and then if there's one that really catches my attention, then I'll probably play through the whole thing, but I don't know.
I don't know if it would be really bringing back the lore play series, because that was actually a lot of work for you. But it might be kind of like lore play light.
I'd probably just live stream it. Like,
yeah.
I don't think I would... Yeah, the lore play going in and talking about like a topic every video. I don't know. Some games work well for that format and some don't, but...
For you, I mean, if you're live streaming an old game and just talking about it, is that still considered... I feel like that's still a lore play.
Yeah, but I also... Just when I was doing those, I would put a lot of jokes and stuff into it and funny edits and...
Mm-hmm. I want to play Masters of Terrascasi, but we'll have to find some kind of emulator. What system was that for?
PlayStation.
Yeah, I think we can figure out a way to...
It might work on the PlayStation 5. They might even have it on the old store thing.
I really want to give that a try. I've never played it.
I think the PS5 has some backwards compatibility. I don't know if they made sure Masters of Terrascasi would work, but it might.
Tully Quinn did bring up the Dark Forces remake. You mentioned that.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably stream that in February is when it comes out. Because that's A, game I really like, and B, wouldn't take forever to stream through.
Mm-hmm. MC Lego Boy asks if I finished the house, the Hocus Pocus house. It's kind of finished. It's not finished. It looks like the house, but I still have a couple of bags to do.
Doesn't have a roof on it.
It has some of the roof on it.
Thanks to me.
Yeah. I let Alex work on it a little bit. But yeah, we just had a really, really busy weekend with all of our Halloween plans, and I haven't gotten a chance to work on it again.
I think you have 4 bags left. It's not much. You can do it.
I need to sit down and just do it. I got my nails done, and they're a little shorter and not as pointy, so I might have a little easier time with it. I know. Very disappointing. I'm sorry. But y'all are here for Star Wars, right? Let's build this Venator. We could play the original Battlefront games in 2-player. I've never played those.
We gotta find some co-op games.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been talking about a lot of non-Star Wars video games lately because Alex has been playing Spider-Man 2. I kind of want to check out the new Mario game because I used to play the side-scroller Mario games a lot as a kid, so the fact that it's a side-scroller was intriguing to me. What was the game that you mentioned about the 2 penguins?
Fred and Bread, I think it's called.
That's like a co-op.
A co-op platformer that sounds like we might yell at each other.
Where you're like tied to each other, so you have to work together. which we played Unraveled 2, and if you know that game, it's pretty similar. You're kind of tied together by string, and you have to work together doing platforming stuff, which was really cute and fun. That game was great.
I liked that game a lot.
If you're looking for like a really super chill, and that one wasn't too hard that we yelled at each other for stuff, but if you're like a couple and you're looking for a chill 2-player co-op game, that was really fun.
It wasn't that chill when the bird was after us.
Screw that bird. I don't want to talk about the bird. Oh, Eloasti sent us another super chat and asked a question that we just talked about on the Q&A.
That happens every week.
I know.
What's the point? Wait, is it Eloasti's question?
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right.
Would Shin Hati kill Balin Skull if she got more powerful than him like the Sith do? So we do talk about this.
It's our first question.
in the Q&A on Saturday. But I don't think so.
Finished a bag. I'm going to treat myself.
You get a little treat?
Uh-huh. Oh, I shouldn't keep these in my pocket.
Is it melted?
It's just soft.
How many pieces of candy did you bring up here?
I didn't know how many bags I would finish.
1 piece of candy per bag.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? How much do you want to talk about this one since we covered it in the Q&A?
I can still answer it. But no, I don't think that's what like she is trained to do. I don't think Balin is training her in the ways of the Sith like that. I feel like they both respect one another, view each other as like the same as a Jedi master and apprentice of like Obi-Wan would never want to kill Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
That might change over the course of the story, but I don't think that that's what Shin is thinking about right now of like, I gotta go kill Balin.
Yeah, I feel like she could be driven to kill him, but I don't think that's anywhere near what she wants to do. We don't know how long they've been together, if he raised her, you know. I wish we knew more about their backstory and I might have a more solid answer, but if he just up and decides that training her was a mistake and it's not the thing that he wants to do anymore and like he wants to just go do this other thing, like she might be driven to the point of wanting to kill him. Who knows? If she like crosses into full on like dark side, maybe, but I don't think she will. I don't want her to.
I don't either.
I want her and Sabine to be friends.
This is weird. Like it has bags 2 and 3 at the same time. So I'm like, why not just label them all bag 2?
Like bag 2, part 1, part 2.
Or you just have multiple bags.
Jill, I am drinking... Someone who came to our Halloween party brought more pumpkin beer, which we had plenty already, but this is the Elysium Imperial Pumpkin Ale. It's good. It tastes pretty much just like the Pumpkin. It's like a little stronger than the other Elysium pumpkin beer that we have. Still working our way through all the fall and pumpkin beer that I bought a couple months ago.
Yeah, and you bought some new Christmas beers today. We got to finish the pumpkin beers before we get to the Christmas beers.
Y'all, I am so excited. This might be my favorite beer, period. The Breckenridge Brewing Christmas Ale.
It is very good.
We actually got to have when we were in Colorado, which was cool. We went to the brewery, but it is so good. And this year, last couple of years, we've been able to find like 1 or 2 6-packs, and then they'll be sold out of them. But we have 3 6-packs of them now, and I'm excited. Oh yeah, Johnny C. Were you here when we were drinking the pumpkin beer that you sent us? I can't remember.
I thought I pointed it out last week, but now I can't remember either.
Oh, maybe that was when they couldn't hear us.
Oh yeah, that actually might be true. But yeah, we had the beer you sent us last week.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I think we still have... We only had one. I think you had it and I tried it. Or maybe we split it. And we still have those in the fridge too. Jill asks where she can get the Christmas beers. I mean, we found them at like our local liquor store. But they're in like a green and red package. And it just says Breckenridge Christmas Ale, I think.
Last year, Publix had like a full-on...
Oh yeah. They had a mini keg of it at Publix, which was super random. But yeah, thank you again for the beer. It was tasty.
Yeah, it was.
Someone earlier mentioned trick-or-treaters. We got a ton of trick-or-treaters, which was good because we got a ton of candy. I bought like 5 big bags of candy and we went through almost all of it, but we have leftovers, thankfully. Ben C has the next super chat. Do you think Star Wars could do a Lower Decks style show? Is that the Star Trek show?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
It's kind of a robot chicken stuff. Like, it has a story. I think it takes place in the universe and everything. But it's very much poking fun at Star Trek. One of the only clips I've seen...
Mark is in the chat and said, did someone say Star Trek?
One of the clips I was about to say that Mark sent me a clip when I was making fun of the establishing shot of Star Trek the Motion Picture of the Enterprise. It lasts for genuinely like 6 minutes. It's so long. And it's just music and it's like, look, it's the Enterprise. Yeah.
Is it moving?
No. There's a shuttle going to it.
Oh.
It's probably like 3 minutes, but still, it's ridiculously long. And Mark sent me a clip of them making fun of that shot. I would love it, honestly, if they did something like that. I feel like the Lego Star Wars specials are the closest we're going to get to anything like that.
Where they kind of poke fun at stuff, but it's in a very like childlike way.
Yeah, Mark can correct, and I'm sure he will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Lower Decks exists in the main universe. Someone,
where is it? The Dutch Star Wars guy says Lower Decks is canon, but it's like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, so I don't think Star Wars will get a canon let's make fun of Star Wars show. Like, even in Legends, Tag and Bink was not considered canon. It was just a let's poke fun at Star Wars comic. I wouldn't mind it. I would enjoy that level of like, hey, let's just have fun. We all love Star Wars, but we can still take jabs at it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to toe that line, right? Because we have such toxically mean conversations existing online about Star Wars and in the fandoms and stuff, so it's a little harder to pull stuff like that off. Mark, you did not come into our Lego stream asking about Indian food. Text Ryan if you want Indian food. He'll tell you where to go.
Go to Zyka.
I wasn't going to entertain him and his silly questions. We are not DoorDash. Oh, it's because ask us anything. That's fair, but not for you. You're not allowed to ask us anything.
Mark gets special rules.
Ice has the next super chat. Screw that bird, me playing Kobo in Survivor and finding one of the murder chickens just waiting
Ugh.
for me to pass, my first immediate thought, yeah, those
Those sucked.
things were scary.
Grandmaster level, they were, I think, one-hit kills. It's
Which
just
is
a bird.
so dumb. I always would forget about them, and then they would charge me, and I'd be like, what the heck? What? Why?
This bird is the most powerful being in the galaxy.
Mean birds. All video games have to have some kind of mean bird. Deidre Russell asks, what class is your D&D character? Does Molly play too? So I've played two campaigns, I think. Short ones. So like I know a little bit how to play, but I am certainly still not used to playing, and like I still have to constantly ask questions and go and refer to the rule books and stuff like that. But
I mean, so do I.
luckily all of our friends who we play with are there to answer all my
And
questions.
by refer to the rule book, I mean I ask my friend Chuckles.
Yeah.
Because he knows everything.
I can't play a D&D game without Chuckles
Yeah.
because he is willing to answer all my questions.
Honestly, like, if I'm being honest, he's a bit of a crutch for me. Because, like, now I never have to learn anything.
Yeah.
Because he's just there.
That is true. But what's your D&D
My
class
current
character?
class is an artificer, which I've never done before, but I wanted to get into spell casting a little bit, and that's a half caster, so I'm like, I don't have to fully rely on spells and remembering to put things in my spell book or whatever, prepare spell slots, etc. Instead, I just get to build fun things and be a chaotic little dwarf.
You can be that in real life too. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Before that, I have played a bard for a 2-day campaign, which was okay. I've done a barbarian a couple times, which is much easier when it comes to combat, at least. Just rage and swing.
Yeah, that was my favorite character I think that I played, was a barbarian. I think she was a half orc. Which was it's always fun to play the like big dumb tank character.
They're archetypes for a reason.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know when I'll have time to really devote to another new character for D&D, but it's not something that I want to give up forever. It is a lot of work, though.
It takes some time, I think, to learn how you like to play and how you like to enjoy it, and then it takes some time to find a group who meshes well with that.
Yeah. But I do want to take this opportunity to plug Sean Sully's.
Speaking of people who have no idea how to play D&D.
Yeah. Our buddy Sean Sully is going to start doing a series called Rookies and Rulebooks. I had to look up the name because I couldn't remember which word came first, but it's called Rookies and Rulebooks. And it's kind of like a intro to it's like teaching people how to play the game, basically. But I'm super excited about that. It's going to be
teaching while they play it.
While they play. It's going to be live streamed I believe on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, because Twitch doesn't have any what's it called? Restrictions on that anymore. They used to be like, you can't do that. And they wisened up and stopped.
Jill says correct. Okay, good. But that's going to start in just a couple weeks, I think. Was it the 11th? Yeah, 11/11. So I will be getting all of my D&D fix from that show. You're still kind of playing.
Mm-hmm. We took the last 2 weeks off, but next week we've got a big 310 to Yuma style fight through a town with guns. Ooh. And it's like a western town.
You got like a standoff?
We have to make it to the train, but everyone in the town wants to kill us and rob us.
So it's like the raid, but instead of being in a building, you're just in a little western town.
It's 310 to Yuma.
I don't know what that is. I know what it is, but I haven't seen it.
You have seen it. We watched it together. It was a long time ago, but you've seen it.
I know you watched it recently, and
Still great.
Did not pay attention. One Danny EFC, thanks for the next super chat. I see MCU is in, quote, crisis, makes a change from Star Wars. Yeah, the MCU stuff is wild. But not that wild. I don't know what they mean by makes a change from Star Wars.
I think, like, instead of Star Wars being like, oh, they canceled another movie or whatever.
Oh, I see.
I think that's what they're getting at. But
I have some hot takes about Marvel right now, and I feel kind of bad about it, but I also don't, because we're a Star Wars channel.
Well, it makes sense. We've been saying that it's just not grabbing us the way it used to. After Phase 3 ended, I was just like, we kept up with it for a little while, and I mean, COVID definitely just messed with things in general, and then we started watching the shows and cared less and less about every one of them. We're not watching Loki right now, even though I hear it's good. So I think we will probably binge through it when it's done. But I feel like hearing that everything is kind of a mess right now, I'm like, that makes sense. It doesn't feel like it has as clear of a direction as the first 3 phases did.
Yeah. Well, I feel like And I think Kathleen Kennedy talked about this in regards to Star Wars, but giving people enough time to miss it and like building hype and anticipation for a theatrically released film in a franchise is really important. And Marvel just steamrolled us with movies and shows over the past couple years, and they've just been like, the quality has significantly dropped, and like people are kind of not as into the characters who aren't like the main Avengers cast or whatever, so then they're talking about bringing them back. I'm like, it just feels like they're being so greedy and they don't know how not to be. Like, they're like panicking because, oh, people don't like this as much, let's bring back what worked and what brought us the most money. And it's like, I don't think that's gonna fix things.
It kind of, now that you mentioned it, reminds me of earlier on when we were getting into this YouTube thing. I think it must have been The Force Awakens, like huge spike in interest for Star Wars and therefore our channel, and it was very exciting. And then, of course, after The Force Awakens, a couple months after, like, interest went down, and so our channel started to take a dive. And I was, like, freaking out. I was like, wait, what did we do wrong? And I'm like, nothing, really. It's just the interest comes and goes. And now that happens all the time for us, and I'm like, it is what it is, and I don't freak out about it. But they are probably in this situation where they were like, we were on top of the world, and now it's kind of faltering. What do we do? And they're scrambling, and it's like, it just kind of happens, especially when it's nonstop all the time.
Yeah. And it was kind of like COVID happened, and they were like, la 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 la, nothing's wrong, and they just tried to push through it. And like, I mean, not just the MCU, everyone is still, the whole movie industry, I think, is still kind of trying to recover from COVID. And then we had the strikes. The SAG strike is still going on. So it's just a big mess, and all they care about is money. huge blockbuster films, and they're like, well, how do we get that back?
I need to watch it just because it's really long, but I started, our friend Patrick Willems has a video about how cinema has changed and how in 1988 the highest grossing film of the year was Rain Man. And it's like movies like that used to be the norm, and now it's like people have been trained to only go see the new big like IP blockbuster.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
exhausting.
The movies like by Martin Scorsese or Coda, anything that wins like Best Picture, it's like that's only on
no
streaming.
one went to see it.
Yeah. But it used to be that was just the norm, and I'm like, you're right, Patrick.
It's really sad and depressing thinking about the state of movies and like who goes to see films in theaters now, because you're right, it's like you're not going to get a family to go out and see a movie unless the kids are like super excited about it, and the only way they know how to do that is to make it a big comic book superhero or villain story.
Which, like, it's certainly fair if that's what you want to go to see at the movies, but it's like the movie studios went into it so hard that now it's like that's all you can see in the movies. Because, I mean, like, I was, the same way. I get it. I only went to see
the Dutch Star Wars guy says 1988's highest grossing movie was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Well, then Patrick is wrong. But
it could be different in different countries.
I don't know. He did mention Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Maybe I may have misheard him as well, but
I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know how many other people feel this way, but I'm totally burnt out on superhero movies. I don't want to see them anymore. Nothing is getting me excited about superheroes anymore. That could just be me being dramatic, but I don't know.
I'm the same way.
Like, I don't know if they're capable of shifting their focus to something else. Like, if Feige is allowed to make a movie that isn't part of the MCU, but I don't know. It's sad.
And, like, to be fair, I'm sure there are plenty of people who feel the same way about Star Wars, where they're like, I just can't get excited for the next show.
Yeah,
movie,
someone
whatever.
Earlier brought up, I don't remember where it was, but they were saying, like, Force Awakens and then
Rogue One,
Last Jedi, Solo, like, they all came out in such a short little time span that it almost felt overwhelming and like, whoa, like, give us time to digest what just came out before we can get excited about something new.
Truly, like, I remember not quite, quote, feeling ready to see Solo only 5 months after The Last Jedi, where I was just like, hold on now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just studios. I haven't finished Patrick's video, but from what I've seen so far, it's very interesting. But talking about how the superhero movies started, and like Spider-Man was a big hit, and studios realized, oh wait, if we just make something that already has an existing audience, and then Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter come out like within months of each other, and they're huge successes, and they like made this announcement that we're doing all 3 Lord of the Rings movies from the start. Also, Harry Potter's going to have the same cast. We're going to do them all. And that's just snowballed into what the MCU is, and what Star Wars also is, like, to a lesser degree, but it's still all the same universe. But just this hyper focus on IP and nothing else.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about the numbers and like statistics for moviegoers. I just like know about myself and the people that we talk to, and it seems like people are just tired of it, and like tired of being disappointed by every new big Marvel project that gets released. And you know, because the internet now, we're hearing the behind the scenes drama, just like Star Wars. You know, every time something comes out about like, oh, a director changed for this project, or a director left this project, and same with Star Wars, same for the MCU. As soon as people hear about it, they're like, oh boy, here we go. This project's having a million problems. I wonder how bad it's gonna be. You know, and like, just...
I do think it's funny that Star Wars has the opposite problem as the MCU, where it's like, we can't get a movie made. And the MCU is like, we've done too much.
The MCU just is like, whatever, let's push it out. Mm-hmm. It kind of makes me glad that at least Star Wars isn't pushing out
whatever
hot garbage, you know?
I mean, like, I haven't seen anything except for Secret Invasion, which I really didn't like. Everything else, I've watched it and I've been like, yeah, like, I don't think it was terrible. Ant-Man 3 was like, I watched it on a plane and I was like, there's worse ways to spend a couple hours on a plane, but it also is nothing that I'm like, I'm definitely going to rewatch that.
Mm-hmm. Caleb Kirby said, we're all complaining about films, but are we actually going to change? I haven't gone to see an MCU film since the last Thor movie, I don't think.
Yeah, that's about right. We didn't see Black Panther in theaters, didn't see Iron Man 3 or Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it's like we're just waiting for everything to be on streaming now.
I listen to the reviews of people that I trust and that have like similar opinions and similar likes and dislikes. And if I hear them give all the new MCU movies and shows bad reviews, I'm just like, okay, well, that gives me more reason to not see it.
And I mean, I had heard good things about Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I was still just like, I'm not really in any hurry.
Oh yeah, everyone's talking about how bad Secret Invasion was, and you watched that, but then you said you don't know why you watched it.
I do not know why I watched it. Like, I finished it and I was like, why did I come back week after week? Like, every episode I was like, I don't like this, and I kept watching it. So yeah, I'm guilty of that too.
Across the Spider-Verse is different because it's like, animated, and it's like it's not really as heavily involved in the continuity and the timeline of the MCU. It's very different. And
I'm not trying to say like the MCU has no good movies in it, because I love a lot of the MCU. It's just the inundation of constant stuff has worn me out. And I always understand when people say the same thing about Star Wars. I'm like, I get it. Like, I have a heavy bias towards Star Wars where it's going to take a lot for me to get burnt out on it. But for the MCU, I've been like,
I love this time of year. Pippin gets cold in the house around this time of year, and then he comes and gets in my lap. Yay! Well, my attention has been derailed. Officially. But yeah, I think we talked about it enough.
I'm just trying to think of what was the last thing we went and saw in theaters. I do think we try to make
the Creator?
Yeah. It was The Creator.
Because I was like, I want to support this original idea, and I want to support Gareth Edwards because he made a great Star Wars, and it was a cool movie. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm glad we went to see it in theaters. Anyways, I don't want to sit here and like rail MCU, but I'm not surprised by the trouble that they're having right now. Let's see. Hello Asti sent another super chat in and says, if all YouTubers in the Star Wars community participated in the Hunger Games, Look at this.
Oh, little kisses.
Oh, look at this.
Pippin's like, I'm about to hit you.
Try. Oh. All right. Don't fight on my lap. I'm going to start that question over. If all YouTubers in the Star Wars community participated in the Hunger Games, who do you think would be the victor? Oh boy. I'm going to say Hello Greedo because he's a firefighter.
Oh, Andy was in the Marines. Or
Yeah.
the Navy.
He's a big, strong man.
Yeah. That's true. It's like the quiet ones that you got to look out for.
I wouldn't say he's quiet, but...
No, I mean, he doesn't because he is a father and a firefighter, he doesn't upload as often.
The unsuspecting, yeah. Oh. There is drama happening down here.
Oh, just little light touch.
I can't talk with this going on. Y'all are getting the prime content right now. Oh, okay.
This is exciting for us when it happens not on stream.
Yeah.
I like that answer.
Hello, Greedo.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I would say me because I would find a way to cheat. But
It's not me.
I'm sure there's other people in the YouTube space that are like survivalists, you know. Yeah, I would either win by cheating or just being really, really good at hiding because I did do well in PUBG that way.
That's true.
I would just run and hide. And the thing that got me most of the time was getting out of the circle. Oh, Hilo. What are you doing?
I want to play with Pippin.
You guys can go play and not do it here while we're live on the internet. Greg Bocadella has the next super chat. What are your thoughts on the 2003 Clone Wars miniseries? No, sorry, micro series.
Loved it when it was coming out. Haven't watched it in a long time.
Have I seen it?
You've seen parts of it, but
I don't think I've seen.
I don't think we've sat down and watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the whole thing, but that would be fun to rewatch.
We've talked about doing a commentary to it or something, especially in these slower times. But
yeah,
it was really fun to have. I had one friend, Jason, who we would go to school and talk about the micro series, and we knew why General Grievous had the cough and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And that was wasn't that supposedly where Anakin got the scar?
No, I don't think he got the scar in that. That was in a comic, but he did have this temporary living tattoo thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that could be something that we could rewatch, or I could watch the first time and react to, and we could do commentaries or something on it.
That's where Dirge came from originally.
Dirge. That is such a funny name to me. It makes me laugh every time I hear it. Teacher Russell, thanks for another super chat. Molly is a barbarian. Great mental image. Rage. Yeah. I love playing the big, strong, dumb character that can just rage out and
punch your way out of anything.
Punch my way out of anything. Jason Almeida, thanks for the next super chat. I was listening to a podcast where they say Disney is overusing Yoda. What do you guys think? Also, thanks for all the work that you guys do. You're a breath of fresh air with all the negativity. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to not overuse or not let it seem like you're overusing a character like Yoda because he's been around for 900 years, so it's so easy for them to plop him down into any timeline.
It is like when you look at the High Republic, when they first announced it, I was like, I want them to do almost nothing familiar. But then you're also like, but Yoda's 900 years old.
You need an anchor character.
Yeah. But I do get it. And I really appreciate, actually, in the High Republic that they removed Yoda from the story for quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. He's, like, not in it that much.
He, like, went on his own quest to investigate the Nameless and was just gone for most of Phase 1. So I do think that they understand that.
He wasn't in Phase 2 that much either, was
nope.
he? I think
he was around, but...
I don't know what podcast you're referring to, but I have a feeling... if people hear Yoda is in something, they automatically assume he's in it a lot and therefore jump to the conclusion that he's being overused. Because he's in Young Jedi Adventures too, but barely.
Yeah, barely.
He just kind of pops in here and there, and I kind of like it to use him as an anchor for fans to be introduced to new characters, new stories and timelines, but still have Yoda as an anchor of something familiar.
I'm trying to... yeah, I guess I don't think he's been overused. I'm trying to think if I'm just missing something that he was in recently, but not much. I guess he'll be in the Living Force book that's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Is it ever mentioned how old Yaddle was compared to Yoda?
I think there's a reference book that has said her approximate age. I don't know if they've said it in canon. I think they did in Legends. But I don't know the number off the top of my head. I would guess she's like 400 years younger, 400 or 500.
Just a baby at that point. Someone in chat did say, did they mean Baby Yoda? In which case I would say no. Hard no.
Even that, he's in his show, and that's it.
Yeah, that's his show.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about
merchandising,
yes. Do we need Baby Yoda on a crock pot? No.
I still don't know why
But
we bought that.
Do we have it? Yes.
We don't have a crock pot.
No, we don't have. We do. We don't have one with Baby Yoda on it.
We do have 2 holiday blow-ups, like, for the yard.
Uh-huh.
One he's holding a pumpkin, and one he's holding a Christmas gifts.
It's too easy to just put a holiday thing in his hands.
Molly's grumbling, like, I don't know why he needs to be on everything, shoving it all in her cart.
I did look at Target for any new Grogu ornaments, and honestly, like, they had one, but it didn't look very good. The little $10 Hallmark ornaments they sell at Target, if you look up close to them, the paint job is awful. So
Does not meet Molly's Grogu standards.
I'm getting pickier and pickier the older I get about my ornaments. So
what time is it?
It's 6:56. Another treat.
Mm-hmm. Technically, I finished 2 bags.
Oh.
So.
Hi, buddy. Oh, Hilo wants us to be done. But I got a couple more super chats here. Deidre, thanks for another one. The superhero genre is glutted right now. Glutted or gutted?
Flooded?
Glutted.
Oh, maybe like gluttony?
Oh, maybe. Oh, Johnny C, we already have 2 of those nubs ornaments.
Oh, yeah. We each bought one, not knowing the other had done it. I could do probably the next bit in half an hour. One more bit. We're getting the frame together, but I'm hoping it might take on some shape.
Yeah, Hilo's just giving me the saddest little eyeballs.
And these bags aren't too big.
Yeah. He's licking my arm. I know, buddy. just your ASMR content right now.
This is very calming. I'm sure people would love to fall asleep to it.
Crash, crash, crash.
And then occasionally like, ah crap, I dropped a piece.
Hilo definitely does not have to go potty. He just wants attention.
I watched him go to the bathroom right before we started. He's fine.
Amelia Neptune, thank you for the next one. Is there any chance the Lando movie is pre-Solo? If so, would you like to see Phoebe Waller-Bridge return as L337? I think there's a chance that the Lando movie could have parts of it be like in a couple of different timelines. Or sorry, wait, is it a movie or a show?
It's a movie now.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, if it were a show, then it could have been all over the place.
Oh, hello.
Look how tall I am.
Could it be pre-Solo?
It could be.
I don't know if it would be, though, because
I think
Donald Glover isn't getting any younger.
That's true. I do think audiences will expect it to be a sequel, so I think that's the more likely scenario. But there could always be flashbacks. I do wish we were getting like a Calrissian Chronicles style show.
Oh, good sit.
He just wants his TREAT.
Oh, yeah. He always has like a post-dinner TREAT.
Dessert.
But it's usually while we're eating dinner, so you got some time, buddy. Yeah, you got some time. And if so, would we want to see Phoebe Waller-Bridge return as L337?
Sure.
Of course. I loved her as that character, and I would love to see her return.
There was a fun, not return of her, but a involvement of her in the Star Wars comics in the latest issue.
Pretty sure Hilo already knows how to spell TREAT.
He does know how to spell a lot of the words we try to avoid.
Mm-hmm. Okay, he laid down. Good boy.
At least he didn't bring a squeaky ball in.
Oh, yeah. He did that. Was it last week?
Whenever the last time we streamed was.
All right, here we go. Super chat from CC Pruitt. What's your all-time favorite turtle character? Ooh, I really like the little turtle from Robin Hood.
Oh, that's a good one.
I forget his name, but he had glasses.
Uh-huh. I was trying to not just immediately yell out Leonardo and be like, hold on, let me think if there's anyone else. Turgle is like he's like a frog.
He's more of
turtle,
a frog than he is a turtle.
But I do think Leonardo. That's such a basic answer, though. I'm so basic. But he was my favorite turtle growing up, and
That's okay.
He was really good in the latest TMNT movie.
Oh yeah, that movie was really cool.
I liked that a lot. Mondo, quit hugging everybody.
Turtle hobbits from Ahsoka. Those were cute too.
Yeah.
But they're not quite
Are
turtles.
they characters? I'm trying to think of other... The Robin Hood one is a really out-of-the-box answer. I like that.
I used to watch that movie so much growing up, and
I
I
did
just...
too.
It's like stuck in my brain whenever I think about turtles. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Francis Gios, with the little dancing... Is that a fox? Or a dog? Or a cat? It's cute. Whatever it is.
It is hard to tell if it's a corgi or a cat.
Vapors sent in a super chat and said, building the Venator as well right now. Bag 16.
Nice. Oh.
Dang, you're way ahead of us. This is what, bag
4? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 I'm on. So we're making pretty good progress for just one stream.
Yeah. So what you're saying is I like turtles. Yes. In fact, I am saying that. I get super excited whenever we see turtles on our walks, but it's getting to be too cold for them. I think most of them are hiding out. Wait, are they hibernating or are they just dead during the winter?
Don't say that.
I don't know.
I think they hibernate. Reptiles hibernate.
Did they just stay under the water?
No, I don't think they hold their breath all
They get
winter.
drowned. I don't know nothing about no turtles, how they work. I just know that they really enjoy sunshine. Chazertron 5000, thank you for the next super chat. What other series that doesn't have a holiday special would you love if they made one? Ooh, that's a good question.
I would love to see hobbits during Christmas.
Oh, wait, do they have Christmas in Hobbiton in Middle Earth?
I don't know. Feels like something they would have.
I feel like every day is Christmas for them.
Yeah.
As far as like having big meal, imagine if they celebrated Thanksgiving.
Right. What other?
Oh, Middle Earth has Yule. Is that
Okay, yeah.
kinda that counts?
That's a holiday.
Man,
I'm trying to think of other.
I wish there were more horror Christmas movies.
I think we talk about watching Krampus every year and then don't do it. So we
Yeah.
got to watch the horror movies they gave us before you start demanding more.
That's true. Man, I can't think of any.
Everything I think of, I'm like, oh, they had one. I'll throw out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again. They probably have done like a Christmas episode somewhere.
Like a series.
I'm trying to think of good family, like a found family crew.
It's hard because they've all done basically a holiday special of some kind.
Yeah, any long-running TV show is bound to have a Christmas episode.
I was gonna say Magic Tavern, but I'm pretty sure they've done
Yeah, they definitely did.
holiday episodes.
Christmas. That's their version of Christmas.
Oh
is
yeah, Christmas.
Chris must
do
whatever
something.
you tell him to do.
Game of Thrones is a good one though. RF Gaming said Game of Thrones because that show is so dark and
Yeah.
depressed and just like sad a lot of the times.
What if we all stopped fighting for one day?
What if we all just like said how much we like each other for a day?
The
And
White Walkers were just trying to spread Christmas cheer.
and had like a nice meal and didn't fight and didn't kill anybody. That would be very off-brand for them, but it would be kind of fun. Honestly, I can't really think of a series that I've watched that hasn't done it. I mean, I don't know. Did Avatar: The Last Airbender do a holiday episode?
I can't recall one, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. Like their universe version of Christmas.
Yeah. So I guess that would be one that could use one.
Yeah.
Avatar Day. I guess that counts.
I do remember that.
That's a good question though, because like I said, most series already has some kind of holiday episode. Let's see. Ice has the next super chats. Thank you, Ice. Maybe a hot take, but I hope Yoda has an active role in Phase 3 of the High Republic. He was mostly absent in Phase 1. I 100% get why he won't overshadow anyone now, so I hope they utilize him a bit more. Yeah, because I think Yoda is supposedly like looking into the Sith at this point.
No, that was your theory.
Well, it still is my theory. I snuck that in there.
He's all about. Like,
I've said it so many times that I've put it into my headcanon, and I've made it real.
He's looking into the Nameless and how to stop them. So he's been in Shadows of Starlight. He had a pretty central role to that comic, which was great. And he was working alongside Aslan Rel to try to stop the Nameless, to disastrous results.
Well, Yoda is now working with dark side light folks. So
I mean, he's not Sith, but he's a dark side user.
Yeah. He's doing some shady stuff.
Yoda, I'm watching you.
LOSD has another super chat. Why are humans so socially powerful in Star Wars if they don't live that long? Shouldn't longer living aliens have all the wealth and knowledge? Well, they have spiritual wealth and knowledge because they've lived so long. They know to stay out of politics because it gets very tiresome. And like, it's kind of like the divide between millennials and Gen Z right now. Like, they're butting heads. And according to TikTok.
Oh.
And like,
it's like, I have so many Gen Z friends.
The older aliens are like, this is not worth my time anymore. I'm gonna go get a different job in a different field and like live my life more peacefully.
I do like that answer. I was just gonna go with, for whatever reason, humans are everywhere in the Star Wars galaxy. They seem to be the predominant species. So I think
humans are like the cockroaches of Star Wars. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they can't get rid of them.
You can't stop them. You can't get rid of them.
The Cormians have been trying.
They're little chatterboxes. Yeah. They're always arguing. They're a plague on every universe, every galaxy, honestly.
I mean, I wasn't going to go that far, but yes, basically. I just think they're everywhere, so that affords them some social power.
But like, when I think about the Wookiees, their life is like pretty peaceful for the most part, when it's not like wartime, you know. And they, you know, there's usually like a shaman that runs their tribes and stuff, so maybe they just don't want to get involved in the politics because they know every couple of years something bad's gonna happen and they're gonna have to start all over again with a new name. And they're just like, our lives are gonna last too long to get involved in this silly BS. And the next one comes from Deidre again. Favorite turkey dressing / stuffing, best side dish. Ooh, get into food questions.
It's too early for Thanksgiving questions.
Is it?
No, not really. It's just gonna make me hungry.
I'm gonna get all of our holiday stuff out after we get back from camping. So, I don't
really stuff turkeys.
I don't like stuffing that goes inside the turkey. It's never good. It's always like either really dry or really soggy.
I do like stuffing. Our friend Ryan makes a really good sausage stuffing.
Yeah, like a sausage stuffing made in just.
I guess that's more dressing. Is that
separate thing?
It's the same thing. It's just one you don't stuff in the turkey.
Yeah, I always still called it stuffing because it was like a southern thing, but my mom always made it separate outside of the turkey. Jason Lowry asks, why didn't Alex accept my friend request on Call of Duty 2 years ago?
I literally was talking about Jason earlier tonight in this chat.
About the friend that you talked to about
the micro series.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Clone Wars micro series.
Well, he heard you.
Yeah.
And he wants to know where your accepted friend request is.
You were probably too good at the game. I remember how badly you beat me at StarCraft, and I was like, I don't want to play games with Jason anymore. I also just don't play Call of Duty. 2 years ago, I don't think I played Call of Duty within the past... I guess I did do some of the... whatever. The PUBG style Battle Royale. Whatever. I'm sorry, Jason.
Called out.
Whatever. I talk about Jason a lot on this channel because he also sent me that Star Wars encyclopedia recently that I grew up reading.
And you won't even give him the time of day to accept his friend request.
Secretly, though, hey, Jason.
I'll let you settle that off air. Okay, back to food questions. So, we like our stuffing, if you want to call it that, outside the turkey, made separate. Like, I will follow just the recipe that's on the bag of the... Who makes it? Pepperidge Farms stuffing bags, I think it is. That, you take that, you add sausage to it, and you just bake it. I will always add like a little of that mix on the top without adding any liquid to it, just so it's like really crunchy. But
what's your favorite side dish?
It's hard because like I like making so many different types of side dishes, but for a while it was my mom's broccoli casserole.
It's really good.
Don't let the word broccoli fool you. It is full of butter and cheese.
Cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz, specifically.
Not even real cheese.
Wait, is it cheese? Yeah. The cheese
Isn't it?
whiz that comes in, not the spray kind.
Yeah.
But the cheese whiz that comes in a glass jar. Like
It's
the
really
super
good,
gross processed. We've made it with real cheese before, but
why would you?
It's never the same. It's like rice and cheese and butter and a little broccoli. But lately I've gotten way more into making different versions of like butternut squash and acorn squash.
Ooh, yeah, acorn squash is a new favorite of mine. I really like the way it tastes.
Brussels, like I am just... I don't know what happened to me, but I go hard for the veggies. Because I feel like it's more of a challenge to make vegetables taste good, so I always feel like it's more of a triumph.
We have a lot of veggie dishes we like to make for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The carrots, the cream corn.
Well, cream corn...
It's a vegetable, Molly.
Meh. It has, like, no nutritional value to it, but it's tasty.
It tastes great. I always love mashed potatoes.
I'm reading chat now. Cauliflower is horrible. Dan Ben, I love cauliflower. I don't usually put it in a casserole, but because you said that, I might find a way to this year. Green bean casserole is one that I typically don't make because, I don't know, it's usually real soggy. And if I want green beans, I will just make green beans by themselves and like not do them in a casserole.
I've had some pretty amazing green bean casserole, though.
MC Lego Boy, Thanksgiving ain't about nutrition, it's about getting fat.
Thank you.
I don't know about that, though.
You just described broccoli casserole that barely has any broccoli in it and has processed cheese instead.
Yeah.
Where's the nutritional value in that?
It's in there somewhere.
You're gonna come at my creamed corn.
I just like... I'm all fine with making, like, gross fat, butter, salt-filled side dishes for Thanksgiving, but, like, just have it a little bit at a time. Don't, like, gorge yourself. I'm a super buzzkill when it comes to Thanksgiving. So.
I wouldn't say that at all. You make great food.
I do make great food. And half of it are vegetables.
I just feel like you're presenting a false narrative right now that everything we have at Thanksgiving is full of nutritional value.
It's not. I'm just saying, like, compared to everyone else that I've talked to, me liking broccoli casserole has always been has always gotten the reaction of like, what? Ew.
Oh, for weird side dishes, I think we've talked about this before, but my mom grew up making noodles. It was like a Midwestern thing, but they had noodles for Thanksgiving that they would put on their mashed potatoes. So I grew up having that, and like only at Thanksgiving or Christmas. So that's a fun little
They don't taste
treat.
like anything.
They're great.
They don't taste like
They're
anything.
really creamy.
Noodles aren't supposed to be creamy.
Yeah, they are.
Well, if you put a sauce on them, yeah.
Yeah, like there's like an egg something or other in it.
Oh?
Yeah.
What
Whatever,
is it?
they're great. You coming after all my food.
I don't get
Yeah,
the
I like
noodles,
that's why I
and
said
don't
it's
like
weird.
them.
I like all your foods. I'm gonna make you eat all the noodles.
I won't do it. If you eat noodles on mashed potatoes, let me know in the chat. Because they keep saying it's a northern thing.
A Midwestern thing.
A Midwestern thing. And I've never met anyone else that does that. Miranda here, I would does not count. A lot of people would try it. I want to know if that is like a tradition. Midwest is weird. No way, gross.
It's just carbs on carbs. What's gross about
I'm
noodles?
from the Midwest, and I've never heard of that. I think your family's lying to you.
Well, whatever. It worked. I like it.
Rice oh my
Noodles?
god, I can't talk now because I'm so hungry. Rice noodles or wheat noodles?
Wheat.
Wheat noodles, I think. Mashed potatoes with noodles, that sounds cursed. Sorry, Alex.
Why is it cursed?
What? No, sorry, that sounds absurd. I'm sorry.
I'm Googling it right now. I don't care. I don't care what any of you think. Noodles on mashed potatoes are great.
Well, it's like a tradition in his family, and I always feel bad because I'm like, I don't want to help you make them, and I don't want to eat them. So, good day.
In Iowa, these homemade noodles ladled over mashed potatoes are just one more holiday tradition. Starch overload? Maybe.
Ew.
So I guess it's an Iowa thing? Where did chicken and noodles... Oh, chicken. This is different. Oh, interesting. Apparently it comes from the Great Depression.
Yeah, someone said it's probably a leftover from World War II thing.
Noodles over mashed potatoes in central Iowa. Noodles over mashed potatoes in central Ohio, which is where my grandparents are from. But it's on the subreddit r/shitty food porn.
We're gonna get ad struck on this because you said the P word.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was like, what, shitty?
Okay. American Foam says Ohio can confirm delicious. So it was just like what's in the water in Ohio that's making people want to eat this? Anyways, I'll stop poo-pooing your noodle dish because your whole family loves it and I don't get it.
Well, you're part of the family now, so...
I don't want your noodles.
Too bad.
Keep them.
You have to eat them.
No, I don't.
You have to eat them and ice cream with every meal.
What other good side dishes? Like, what are our go-tos?
The carrots with the smashios.
Smashio.
Pistachios.
Yeah, we started making a dish that we learned from Maddie Matheson, who is a hilarious chef on YouTube. And it's like potatoes that are cooked in like a apple cider vinegar.
Carrots.
What did I say? Potatoes. Carrots that are cooked in like an apple cider vinegar base. And then you serve them with ricotta cheese and pistachio nuts.
I can't say it.
Pistachios.
Smashios. Yeah, that's a really good dish. We use his cream corn recipe too.
Oh, yeah. Cream corn is just one of those dishes that is always going to be really delicious, but I hardly ever consider it a vegetable.
That's fine. I don't need you to consider it
it's just another starch. All right, I have to pee really bad, so I'm going to go take a potty break. Keep talking about food.
I think we went through all of our side dishes. I'll just keep talking about noodles. They're homemade. There's a lot of love and time and effort that goes into them. And it was just my mom's birthday, and we got her a noodle attachment for her standing mixer, her KitchenAid, which she used to have she used to make them with a rolling pin, and then we got her like a hand crank thing, and then we got a motor for that, and then we just got her something for the KitchenAid. So hopefully that'll make it all easier, but I've helped her make the noodles before, and a lot of work goes into it. And they're delicious, and I don't care what any of you say. Laserbolt, best Thanksgiving dinner is popcorn, toast, and jelly beans? That sounds unhinged. Everyone's coming after me for my noodles. Jelly bean. I don't like jelly beans on a normal day. So jelly beans for Thanksgiving. No, thank you. Oh, it's a Peanuts Thanksgiving reference. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw a Peanuts Thanksgiving episode. We've seen the Christmas one quite a few times. I remember the Great Pumpkin. I don't remember the Peanuts Thanksgiving. We'll have to give that one a watch. I need better eyes to read the chat. Dutch Star Wars guy, am I enjoying the build so far? Yeah, the early UCS builds are all just kind of like... It's nicer to see it come together. Like, I can kind of see the shape of the Venator. So right now I feel like I'm just...
I give up on the noodles, huh?
I talked about the noodles for a while.
I'm kidding.
We're gonna fight after this. We're in a fight now.
We're gonna fist fight.
No,
fisticuffs. Tickle fight.
Sure.
Pillow fight.
Acceptable. But yeah, like early on, when you're just seeing the vague shape, I like it more when it starts to come together, and then it'll be fun. And then they like start sneaking little surprises in. That's when building a set is really fun for me.
What? Give me an example of a sneaky little surprise in a set.
When we were building the Falcon, and they have the little drop-down turret from The Empire Strikes Back, I wasn't expecting to build it. I didn't realize I was building it until, like, you put it in the ship and, like, locked it in place, and I was like, and then I unlocked it and it fell out, and I was like, that was really fun. Or the NES set has stuff that you build like hidden within it. Literally, it has like the secret zone but you have to take the thing apart to see it.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I have shown it to you.
Is it easy to get to once it's built?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant it was like all covered up in the center and you have to take it completely apart. I was like, what's the point of that?
No. But I kind of think that would have been neat too. Just like to know it's there.
Yeah. I mean,
just for me.
Yeah, right now, this is what the set looks like. So it's like the very basic shape of a ship, but
it's so basic. I didn't even flinch when you picked it up.
Now I'm hungry and I'm excited to make our dinner because I think there's butternut squash and Brussels sprouts in it.
Nice.
Chazertron 5000, thanks for the next super chat. What foods did you hate as younglings but love as adults, and vice versa? Also, bonus question, children is to adults as younglings is to blank.
So what do we call I guess an oldling? Adultling?
I mean, they only call them younglings in reference to Jedi, right?
No.
No?
It can be anything.
So the other people are just olds.
Mm-hmm. That's oldlings, middle-agedlings. A food that I hated growing up but like now. I've come around quite a bit on sweet potatoes. It's still not my favorite choice. It's not my first choice. I'd much rather have butternut squash, but I'm more tolerant of sweet potatoes now than I was. So that doesn't really answer the question because I don't love them. But
mine would be mushrooms and tomatoes. I was growing up, I was pretty okay with just about anything that was put in front of me, but mushrooms and like raw tomatoes on burgers and stuff were kind of like my oh no foods. I was just like, no thank you. I would pick mushrooms off of pizza and I would take a slice of tomato off of... I still don't really like raw tomato on sandwiches, but like I will eat just raw tomatoes with salt and pepper on them.
I like raw tomato on sandwiches.
It just makes them too like moist.
All of my food preferences come from texture more than anything, and I think I just got used to the texture of sweet potatoes. It's never really about taste for me. So everything growing up, I was just like, most things I didn't mind the texture of. So I wasn't that picky.
Andy sounds like what you went through. Most of the foods I didn't like as a child was because my parents would overcook everything and not season anything.
I mean, I would say there was a while where I was like, I don't get what the hype about steak is. But they overcooked steak.
And like Brussels sprouts was something that I don't think my mom ever even tried to make them for us because she didn't like them growing up because her dad would just boil them. But that was kind of like the go-to like, ooh, gross thing for kids was Brussels sprouts.
I never really had Brussels sprouts growing up. I think my mom said the same thing. She just didn't like them, so I never had them, but I like them now.
Until people learned how to cook them in a way that they could get kind of crispy and charred, or in bacon fat. I do like Brussels sprouts a lot now, especially if you put a little like balsamic glaze on them. So good. Garlic is another one that like, I mean, I just never really knew if it was in my food or not growing up, but it's something that I seek out now and like I can taste if it's not there. What else? Those are like the big ones.
I am just about done.
Calm Like a Bomb, thanks for the next one, asks, what lightsaber is behind you? Oh, this one?
That is Skier's lightsaber from the High Republic.
It's
a 3D printed from Q, and they changed their name.
It's like Q&A props or something.
Yeah, I want to say it's Q&A, but we gave them a plug because they gave it to us at Star Wars Celebration, and then I gave them a plug and then realized they had just changed their name.
Cute.
But yeah, if you just like search for High Republic 3D prints, you could probably find them. It's funny, I told Kevin Scott, who made that character, that person gave like
Quentin Q&A props.
Okay.
On Twitter.
And Quentin gave all of the High Republic authors 3D printed lightsabers from the High Republic and gave us Skiers, and I told Kevin Scott, and he went and bought it from Q&A props.
It's really legit looking, and he prints little base stands for it too, so the base part says High Republic and it's got the symbol on it, and that's like the stand. So it's really cool. I don't want to touch it though because I know it's not screwed in all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I need to just glue part of it down so that stays in place, but because he didn't want it to break in transit home, so he gave it to us in pieces.
It's huge.
Well, it's for a Trandoshan, so
I know.
Got to be nice and big.
That's true. Well,
good job, me.
Another treat for you.
Mm-hmm. You want a Kit Kat?
I'm good. We're about to eat dinner. Ruining your appetite. I actually have not had nearly enough protein today. I didn't really have lunch. I had a protein shake, but I'm falling behind on all my... I need to get up earlier so I can start eating earlier, because then I'm not hungry for lunch. Anyways, we're gonna go eat dinner because we're hungry, and Alex can't have dinner for candy. Yeah, I know. Can't have candy for dinner. I was just gonna roll with it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in for our part 1 of our Venator Star Destroyer Lego build. This is what we got so far.
Look at it go.
And that.
Maybe that's gonna like attach somewhere.
Yeah. Exciting stuff. As soon as I finish the Hocus Pocus house, I will bring it upstairs so I can show it off on stream. But TBD on when that happens. But yeah, everybody have a good weekend. Hope everyone had a fun Halloween. We didn't really talk about Halloween much, but we've been talking about spooky season a lot.
We moved on to Thanksgiving immediately.
But yeah, we're gonna go camping this weekend, so it'll be nice to just kind of unplug for a couple days and just get out into the woods. But yeah, thanks again, everyone sending in super chats and becoming members. You guys, it means a lot to us, and we couldn't do this without you, so we really appreciate it. But yeah, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.